Trash to Cash, episode 34. How's it going? Dave, the NC Picker here, and with me, as always, Carrie from American Arbitrage, and Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. How are you, man?
Good.
Tired?
That was a real clean intro. I was really
perfect.
pleased with that. It was beautiful. I'm good. I'm exhausted, but that's just because, I'm living my life in the fast lane, kind of like Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
Flying those jets.
You're Top Gunning it, dude. You're Top Gunning it.
Kevin, have you seen Top Gun yet? It's targeted at the elderly. You will love it.
Jeez. This is how we know. We'll know he saw it once he has a mustache. When he has that rooster mustache, we'll know he saw it.
Goose. They call it Goose mustache.
You would be surprised.
The new one.
I was telling my wife the other day. I don't think I've seen it since I was since I was young.
Yeah, early 30s.
The first
mustache?
one.
A mustache?
You know what?
They're like this, Kev.
I was gone. I was in Myrtle Beach till yesterday. Since the last podcast, I didn't shave. Yeah. I look like Carrie. I had to shave this morning.
Look at you.
This is how I'd look with a mustache, guys. I guess I'd have a chin.
It's a podcast, Dave. Nobody can see it.
We have hundreds of people listening.
Carrie at least almost has his whole beard back.
It's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back. That was a big mistake. It made the news, guys. It made the news.
I saw that. No, so Kevin, dude.
The reseller news?
I made the reseller news.
I just saw Ray's Nashville Flipper thing came across my screen here just a second ago. He's making a go of this.
That's how notifications work, Kevin. They'll pop up on your screen.
Did he actually, talk about your goatee?
Yeah, he talked about, he did the Arms of an Angel song with just a floating, for 45 seconds. It was beautiful.
I got an angel yesterday at a yard sale.
Oh,
that's a Hummel.
You never get that money back.
So where were you at? Didn't you go?
I was in Raleigh. Yeah,
I love it when Dave travels because we don't have to hear the incessant, flip, our little Instagram group.
Yeah, he's gone.
I say nothing.
It's nice. For 2 weeks, we haven't heard anything. It's
dude,
awesome.
And I'm going to California in 2 days, so it's going to be another week of relaxation for you.
He's going Hollywood. He's going Hollywood with his people.
Normally,
I got to meet for my big Flipper TV show.
I thought you were going to go to the Jelly Smack convention out there.
That's the week after. I'm actually going to. I did look, but it's not timed properly.
J Smack Live?
It's actually, it's VidCon, right? Isn't it VidCon? The YouTube show? I think it's it's a really huge show. They just have a party there.
Maybe.
I won't be there. 25th year in a row, I won't be there.
You should go, Carrie. It's not even far for you.
I should, but what am I going to do there? I'd look so out of place.
Well, you
just walk around and be like, I'm a TikTok star.
He looks out of place everywhere. Everywhere.
Oh, thank you.
You would impress tens of people, Carrie. Tens of people would be impressed.
I just need that one person to come up to make my day. That's it.
Just get a TikTok
do you know
shirt?
Kevin? Do you know Kevin? Can you get me his email?
I want you to get a TikTok shirt, Carrie, and I want you to put the number of subscribers in black magic marker on the bottom, and people be like, whoa, you're huge on TikTok, and you're like, yeah, and it's worthless. It's worth nothing.
Utah, if you're on TikTok ever, there's a guy who stacks up cups and knocks them over, and then does the videos in reverse, and that's his TikToks, and he has 1 million plus, maybe 2 million subs or followers or whatever. Ardent fans, like Kevin calls them. I once saw him at Savers. He was buying stuff at Savers, and his car was plastered with TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, everything. And he had a shirt on that said, his name and everything, but it was really shoddily done. And yeah, he seems to wear, in all his videos, he has that shirt on. So he's really self-promoting. I should be a little bit more like that, more like Kevin, honestly.
That's right. This is the vintage. This is Chernox Connection, the official vintage sponsor of the Trash Cash Podcast.
Did you change your shirt at the beginning of the show? I thought you were wearing a black shirt. Did I imagine that?
I did.
Wow, he's had doing outfit changes. He was on his other podcast right before this, and he was didn't want it.
Actually, it's the third shirt change of the day because I filmed Flipper, and then I did Jimmy and Ken's I can't remember the name of their podcast.
Jimmy Kimmel Live?
Jimmy Kimmel Live?
What's the name of their podcast? The Clickbait podcast?
Oh, the Reseller Clickbait podcast?
Clickbait. There you go. Reseller Clickbait podcast. There you go. So
you were a guest on there?
Sort of. It was a brief guest
they're
appearance.
Supposed to pay us an appearance fee if one of our talent
is going
to go over there.
Reminiscing the Reseller Rally a year ago. So that's why you weren't on.
Jimmy, you got my Venmo, buddy. You know what you owe me. Send it across.
Taking you,
Kevin, you'll get
taking
your
you
cut.
out of my top 8, Jimmy.
So is that what happened?
Me.
Did they get you to get me? Is that what you get paid if I make an appearance on something?
If you make an appearance on anything, even on your Flipper channel, I get paid.
So
Blue Ridge Mama pays me if you're.
We
on
only
the Flipper
take
channel.
we only take Luna. We only take Luna coins because they're worthless.
And Shiba. I think
The
Shiba.
art.
Shiba.
So speaking of Blue Ridge Mama, she watched. Well, she was not happy. She watched the podcast or listened to the podcast as we drove home from Myrtle Beach. And Carrie was way too loud. But she likes Carrie the best, so she's okay with that as long as she doesn't hear me.
It's because he insists on being like up here, close to the mic and the camera.
Do you want me to push my mic back?
No, you already kind of did, right? Like you already looked. No, I did that.
Look at this. I got a whole room,
That's
guys,
better.
and it's
That's
not.
better, yeah.
It's not a prison.
You're loud.
It's an actual.
He's too
room.
loud. Tell him in the comments he's too loud.
This is me, guys. This is
dude, it's fine. It's fine. I'll use separate audio files and I'll bring them down and post.
Sure, I can turn it down. How about that?
Okay, you can do that too.
She didn't care. She was mad at me because I said that I drove all the way home from Minnesota and I filmed a video and then I shipped 40 items. And she said, you know darn well that you didn't ship those 40 items. And she was not happy.
We all knew too.
Really?
We just didn't want to push you because you seem
There was no
tired and
doubt.
irritable and yeah.
We're like, let's just let him live with this lie.
He's
got enough
looking at me
problems. He's got enough problems right now.
So Kevin, does that mean you didn't pack any of those 40 orders?
No, I did.
Because you seemed very very definite that you had done
was the word you were looking for.
Yeah, very ardent. That you had done it all by yourself. That's
See,
what I felt.
she's like laser focused. When she goes down there and ships, she's like boom, 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 packages them all up. And I'm like, I got to go do this. I got to go refill this size box. I got to go get this. And then I do the bigger things. And so I think I'm working as hard as she is. But
I'm getting to the point with shipping where, like, if it doesn't fit in a bubble mailer, I'm angry. Like, the only thing I want to ship is bubble mailer items. And
so
like,
that rare piece of china right in the
I'm putting everything in a bubble wrap. Dude, this would go in a bubble wrap. This mold.
Just do it.
If you put enough bubble wrap around it from American Bubble Boy, our sponsor.
American Bubble Boy.
This thing will
the
arrive
finest bubble
safely.
wrap in the land.
Speaking of getting paid, I'm bringing these sponsors, my reseller Jeannie, and you're getting paid. And then you're getting paid for me making a guest appearance somewhere?
Yes,
Yeah, it's
this
hard,
is
dude.
working
It's
out
hard
really
to be
well for us, Kevin. Do you not see this?
I'm keeping the sticker money. I'm just keeping it. I only have
You'd have to sell one
another
first.
130
Exactly, you're giving them all
stickers
away, dude.
to break even. I got to sell about 100.
Have you sold any stickers?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, Kevin's really good about like continually mentioning his merch. I mentioned my merch the first day I got it and never talked about it again, and I haven't sold any since that first week. Like,
And
you stop talking about it, people stop buying it. That's the thing.
I want to get back to shipping. This is what I've noticed with me shipping, guys, because I do it, believe it or not.
Yeah, like 3 weeks late. but you do it.
No, I do it though. I do it. This is what happens. I sit down to ship some stuff like this, all these cards, and I find out like I'm in the mode, I'm shipping, and then all of a sudden it's like 45 minutes later, and I didn't realize I was on TikTok. Have you ever done that? Like I totally
live streaming on TikTok?
No,
I was just fooling around.
I got distracted for like half a second while I was shipping, and then like 45 minutes later I come back and I'm like, oh man, wasn't I shipping?
Why did you open TikTok?
Because
This is the question.
I'm a free spirit, and I just like to go with the flow.
You should have not even opened it. You know better.
I have a lot
You're
of
a
people
superstar.
messaging. I have people messaging me there all the time.
Dude, it always says 99 on there. It's
does.
not like it's new. It's like always going to be 99.
Same reason, Dave. He just decided not to film when he went to garage sales that day.
No, but I want to know, Carrie, for real, like, what is your most overdue shipment right now? How many days overdue is it? Because I'm not even kidding, Kevin. I can see it in his
Seriously?
eyes. Look at this smile. Look at the smile he's got on.
You
He's
have an
like, oh,
overdue shipment? I got.
I don't
stuff
think
going
I
out
do,
here in 2 days
actually.
now. I'm
I
like,
don't have an
they're not
overdue
getting
shipment.
done.
Can I tell you what? I had set all my
No
listings.
overdue shipments. Eat it.
It's because you
Eat
don't
it.
have any sales.
What am
No,
I
you
supposed to eat?
shut your mouth, Kevin. I have several.
Several, at least 3.
No, I have stuff that it has to be out Monday though.
43 sales.
I have no. You want to know how many I have, man? 27.
yes, no.
27 that are due.
That's a lot of sales.
nice.
How many are over $2?
3.
How many are over $2?
We don't get, taking forever to count. Good night, all night.
No, it would not take him forever to count because a lot of them are $1.
All right,
$4.
Like a lot.
$4, $12, $4, $1.50. You can have that one too. You can have that one too. $50. Okay, I'm done. Yeah.
Average view duration. Average view duration of this ridiculously bad podcast is like 11 minutes, and I've got 35 seconds right now to mention my reseller Genie. And we're going to talk about it a little bit later in the episode.
Our average view
Listen,
duration.
I know it's not. It's much higher.
That's how long they watch you.
It's much higher.
That's how long they watch you.
Did you know that GoDaddy doesn't do bookkeeping anymore, guys?
They don't, guys. They don't do bookkeeping.
Hey, let me tell you, it's just completely because of the Trash to Cash podcast. I'm certain of it. But they have had a massive influx. You can't fall asleep. You're getting money for this. MyResellerGenie.com.
Somehow Kevin found a way to not send me and Carrie this money. He's like sending all these justifications about, hey, you know what? I'm not going to send you any money for a couple months, but it's going to work out in the wash with some hotel or something.
What I was going to give you unless you give these folks.
We're staying in some barn at the 127 or something.
A year from now, I'm going to come back and remind you. I'll be like, you remember My Reseller Genie? You remember them? And you're going to be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, this
I'm not going to forget that I made them
like crazy directly for resellers.
Created and made.
I'll leave a note
by the Trash to Cash podcast.
And on the podcast, I called him Mark, and his name is Paul. Those biblical characters.
He called me, and he was really upset. He was really upset.
I didn't call you.
Luke is really mad about it. You got it wrong 3 times now. It's Luke.
Gary is ticked off at you. He's really upset.
That's my favorite book in the Bible, Gary.
That's Indiana, right? That's somewhere in Indiana. Ooh, let's talk about the Pentateuch as well.
Yes. Hezekiah.
Hey, there's 2 of us on this podcast that probably could talk about it. I'm not going to say which 2. Okay, all right. Well, maybe.
And I can talk about Hosea 4:5. Okay,
Did you
know what Hosea 4:5 says? You will stumble by day, and the prophet also shall stumble with you by night. And I will destroy your mother.
I knocked for 2 years. I knocked on doors in Mexico for 2 years, so I can talk.
Tacos.
Carrie lived in the Gulf of. Carrie told me he lived in the Gulf of Mexico.
Literally in the Gulf.
I literally in the Gulf. Was in a place where we walked outside and it was sand, and I went through some trees and it was the ocean. Literally.
What kind of trees? Palm trees?
That was just like trees, like green ones.
Like, is Mexico have palm trees? Is that a thing in Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I've never been to Mexico.
So you were on the, would you say, I don't remember, I wasn't really listening. Yucatan?
I was above it, north.
Okay, gotcha.
Veracruz, so right where Mexico hooks. Right on the hook, I was there.
Still Mayan territory.
Actually,
Mayans, Olmec, all that.
Carrie had a surgical pocket installed in his stomach so he could smuggle crack cocaine over the border. This is true.
That's stuff that we talked about in private that I explicitly said don't bring up in the podcast because people could judge me for that.
No, come on. Freedoms and such. What are you drinking tonight, Carrie? Propel?
It's a kiwi strawberry, the worst flavor. The worst flavor.
Dude, ever since you moved to Vegas, you're pretty fancy with your beverages. I've noticed that. How much are you winning at the craps table?
I have lost a significant amount. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to make rent this month, but it's all right.
We have this Facebook group up in North Carolina. It was like our old neighborhood, and Tina's still a part of it. That's my wife.
Wait a minute. All right, I'll let you tell your story, but I got a bone to pick.
Okay, gross. But so anyways. Anyways, so someone wrote on there like a couple weeks ago, where should I stay in Vegas? And a lot of people recommended Circus. They did. They're like, oh, it's only $19. It's great. And she writes a message today saying, guys, I'm in Circus and I'm so scared. How do you guys stay here? It's so sketchy. I think I'm going to get murdered.
You can stay at the Strat. It's even cheaper, but it's even scarier. So,
all right, Kevin, pick your bone.
All right, so you just mentioned a Facebook group, and you have yet to join the fastest growing.
Yes, I mentioned a Facebook group that my wife is a part of. I said that Tina's a part of.
Why have you not joined? Garage Sale Nation.
Because I've got to create an account on Facebook. I don't know.
No, you don't. Just use your page.
My NC Picker fan page thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I can use that.
Pages. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
all right, well, I'll do that.
Yeah. I think I can make you a mod. I can't make you an administrator, but I wouldn't do that anyway.
But I think I got to get logged into Instagram on my computer because, anyways, there's some technical stuff I got to figure out. But I'll follow your page. So let's talk about
not my page. It's going to be our page. This is going to be the page.
I created a page.
Big part of this.
Dave,
it's not a page.
Dave,
it's
the
a
NC
group.
Picker, created a group. I created it. Kevin's tagging along. And basically, with this group, I created my own idea personally. You go there, and we give you $50. I don't know. What does the group do?
This is a great group. This is great. Look, all these sales all over the place, all these huge, massive 100-mile yard sales, highway sales, citywide sales. And this is going to be a clearinghouse for all of them. So everybody's posting this. There are tons already posted by month, hashtag by state, and you can find all these sales that I didn't know about half of them. I'm going to go to one. Matter of fact, I'm going to use Trash to Cash, or Trash to Cash is going to use it too with your approval, which you don't really need to give your approval. We're doing it anyways. We're going to use this when we announce our get together in Crossville. And I don't know if we're being in Crossville, but for 127, where we have
only
$100.
$100 to join.
So listen,
it's perfect.
Are you guys listening to this? Garage sales have been around since the beginning of time, thousands of years. Kevin has decided to monetize them for himself, and I think I'm involved. I think I will get some of the money. It's a trickle down. He explained it to me. I don't really get it, but
you haven't pushed it as much as Thrifter Sifter. He brought some real weight behind.
Well, you guys got the Facebook people in there.
He did. I did notice when you put out your little reel. Was it a reel?
It was
a real story. That was a story. What am I talking about?
You know,
I noticed
Kevin,
a bump.
You mentioned,
I'll do another one.
It's all right. It's okay.
I'll mention it on my useless Instagram. I'll mention it on my useless Instagram. You'll get at least 7 people over there.
Seriously,
you mentioned
guys,
Clearinghouse. Yeah, everyone go follow it. We'll put a link down below.
It's a good idea. It's honestly.
Do you
really
follow
helpful.
it, or do you follow it, or do you join it?
You join it.
Do we have like some hard questions? Like we should ask some ridiculous questions, one about each.
You have to get approved by a mod or an administrator to get in.
Like
I'm deleting everything. You know, I've had 3 or 4 people post their YouTube videos, like Paul Philly Flipper.
Paul,
he just wants to put his videos in there. Every group there is, he just puts his yard.
He's like in Harry Tornado's group, Phoenix Reselling, he's in everyone's group. But you mentioned Clearinghouse, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Clearinghouse. Do you remember Publishers Clearinghouse? And they'd go and they'd bring the check to the door.
Ed
Who was
McMahon.
the person?
It was
no.
not.
Ed McMahon is false.
It's America's
Mandela
Public.
effect.
I know he was a different one. America's
Oh, he
Public.
did a different one.
He never was Publisher Clearinghouse. It blew my mind. I just found out. It's some sort of weird
also-
Mandela effect thing.
Kevin will understand this. He also wasn't even on Johnny Carson. That's also Mandela effect. He wasn't on it. No, you're.
Can I say this though? Like, let's be real. Ed McMahon did do Publishers Clearinghouse, and we're just in a different timeline. But we're not going to get too deep into that.
Sinbad was in a genie movie. It's 100%.
Sure
It happened.
Was that Kazam?
It was Shazam or something.
Shazam?
Gosh, that's bad.
Anyways, I'm looking at this ad for wrinkly skin, and I feel like my computer's trying to tell me something.
Yeah, I got crow's feet.
Do like any of these makeups that I keep selling actually work? These anti-aging things? Because guys, they're worth a ton of money, but I mean, all the old people are looking old.
What's the brand?
There's like millions of them. I just all the time, whenever I see something that says anti-aging or peptides or anything like that, you buy it, you sell it for $30, and everyone still ends up looking old when they get old. Yeah. I don't know, except for Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Second retail arbitrage item I ever did. Microdermabrasion, L'Oreal, made hundreds of dollars on Walmart. It's awful good stuff. Old people get old.
They do.
You know?
They get old. I mean, that's just the way.
That's what happens to all of us.
Listen, I'm not here saying my mom got wrinkles, but I don't think she would argue the fact that she has a few, and she has been doing wrinkle cream for 40 years. So I just don't think it works.
Well, we don't know though because she's done it.
Yeah.
Right. You don't know what it would be like if she hadn't. Right.
Oh, true.
I think you should hang out. I
True.
think everybody out there should hang out with somebody in their 80s, like at least once a month, to realize what's important in life. Because they don't care about the things
guys.
We do it weekly with Kevin.
And we learned so much about the greatest generation, guys. One of
his wisdom. Kevin, let's talk about the Great Depression. I want to know, how did you do it? How did you get through it? Do you think you could manage another?
Did you live in a boxcar like my grandparents?
Did you see my video about recession?
No.
There's
Kevin,
videos.
no.
Pete Craigslist Center used recession in his title twice, and then Pittsburgh Picker used one, and his video did really good, like over 3,000 views. And I used it. I actually filmed it before he put it out. I'm like, dude, I just did that. I'm like, I hope you don't get mad at me.
Like
it's
Adam?
in a can. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He got like
I'll have to check that
3,500
out.
views or something.
Wow, that's awesome.
Did really well.
I'll have to try to steal that really soon.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. I figured it would happen.
I'll steal that idea. I'll go thumbnail shopping.
Exactly.
Except for you can go straight to depression. Just skip right over
the Great eBay Depression is
That's
here.
right.
That's your thumbnail for this show.
Was the Great eBay Depression caused by a Karen? You want to put Karen in there too. You want to have that explosion.
Okay, can I ask you though, Kevin? Like, is it my laziness that's causing my decreased eBay sales, or is there like actually a slowdown on eBay?
Look, I never pretend to know everything. Everybody gets on there and is like, "This is what's happening," and this is what. Look, I don't know. I mean, obviously the whole view thing, and then you saw the downturn when the view thing changed on eBay. Whenever eBay changes something, it seems like it goes down. But I see people that are selling. I sold 41 things in a week, which is terrible. But the store shut down.
I see London.
I see France.
I see Kevin's underpants.
Here's the thing, guys. Listen up. Listen closely. If you don't get anything from this podcast, look, I'm looking directly at the camera. eBay reselling is dead.
Dead.
Forever.
The depression is
forever.
Here.
It's not a depression.
You don't need
it's over.
myresellergenie.com. You don't need it.
You're going to start seeing.
Sell anything.
Yeah, you're going to
controversial.
You're going to see Sears reopening up. Toys R Us is coming back. We're going to have to go back. Kmart's coming back. Mm-hmm. We're all going back. That's what's happening, guys. Red lights, blue light specials,
Radio
whatever
Shack,
it is. Radio Shack
Circuit
coming back.
City.
I have talked to Papa eBay. Papa eBay says that if this podcast starts getting 5,000 views on average, the algorithm will fix itself.
Yes.
So,
good luck. Good luck.
Just watch the show, share it with a friend, and we're going to bring reselling back from the dead.
Facts.
This is a cure.
True
cure for the eBay depression.
Garage Sale Nation will last a lot longer. Share that with a friend. And then,
That's Kevin's Facebook
you can
group.
come
That's
on.
his Facebook group.
But no, seriously, I'm just going to tell you right now. We're going to announce the Trash to Cash meetup on the Garage Sale Nation. That's where we're going to announce it. You're not allowed. Well, you can also put it on Trash to Cash Instagram.
We should do a whole episode where we do Kevin's hand motions while we talk as well. So we're like all just.
Did you see somebody's ripping me in the comments about that?
I did. I saw that.
They call me Bill Clinton, I think, because he does this thing. Remember?
No, they said Bill Nye.
The science guy. The
politician guy.
In case you're confused. You'd be very proud of me. I bought a pack of NFT soccer cards today. And I already have a bid on one of them.
I'd be proud of you. For eBay?
Maybe. Yeah, no, it's on a panini.com or app or whatever.
Interesting.
Oh, I love paninis. I had a panini press I used to bring into the office, and I would like butter both sides of bread, and then I would put like ham and cheese.
Would you cook
I'd
them
close
thoroughly
the panini
before
press.
you tried them?
Yeah, of course. And then I would actually, this is a weird thing, like my ham and cheese panini, I would dip it in ketchup. How's that for odd?
Did they stick to the pages when you put them in?
I think we might be talking about different things.
Yeah, did you put them? Did you put it on wax paper so it got stuck and ruined the whole thing?
I didn't ruin the cookies. They were fine. Now we're going into my cooking channel again, Kevin. Carrie's been watching.
They ripped on your cooking channel. Ray did on Nashville Flippers.
Yep.
They ripped on his beard, and they ripped on Paul for stealing my ideas.
Oh, in his like reselling news thing? I haven't watched the second episode yet. I didn't know he...
Do you notice how he won't touch Kevin? Like he still thinks Kevin can help his career. He can't.
Well, that's because he did literally touch Kevin when they met in Nashville. That was the whole thing.
The handshake.
Maybe he didn't touch me.
Kevin,
he
what
wasn't
did you
nice.
think?
He ripped me for wearing black socks and shorts.
Oh, that's true. That was ridiculous. Yeah,
probably well deserved. I saw a picture of Pete, Craigslist owner, would like look similar up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So
hey,
you know.
Can we say this? How come Aussie Flipper didn't reach out to us when he came to the U.S.? He reaches out to Josh.
He was
literally
in Vegas.
Art of resale.
I mean, just skip right over Terry, right to Art. You know, and Art said Art would buy an NFT. I got an NFT store, but I'm gonna save it till
the only thing I can think is Aussie Flipper must not watch Trash to Cash podcast. So everyone go over to his channel and write on there that we've been talking about him on the latest episode. So he comes over here and knows that we're hurt that he didn't stop by Florida and see the NC Picker or Virginia and see the Commonwealth Picker. Carrie, we understand. He's fair. Kind of a waste of your time.
That's fair.
But me and Kevin, at least. I mean, I've even commented on his videos because I like his videos.
I've never watched a video, but I'm sure.
And he's like a giant too, and Art's
maybe
like
that's
smaller
why.
than us.
Maybe that's why he thought he'd step on us and break our little.
No, because he went and saw Art, and he's Well, you saw Art. He's not a very big guy.
Art's the perfect height. He's a really nice height for a male adult in the
Art
US.
went Facebook page too. Did you see that?
Art Vandelay?
No, Art of Resell, a Facebook page.
Do you know what Art Vandelay is from, Carrie?
Oh, that's Seinfeld, right?
It is, but he's also a reselling channel, isn't
It's
he?
Dan.
Not anymore.
Dan in Demand.
Dan in Demand, yeah.
He changed his name?
Yeah.
Who? I don't think Dan in Demand has ever
guys-
commented on this. So if
You
y'all
guys are
see Dan,
so
tell
on
him you
top
better
of
get over
things.
it.
How do you
Yes.
guys track all this stuff that's
Yeah.
going on all the time? It's crazy to me. Actually, my friend Brandon, I went up to North Carolina for work, and I stayed and I went picking yesterday with my friend Brandon until like noon, and then I drove back to Florida for 8.5 hours. It was really quite awful. I was exhausted by the time I got home, but he actually mentioned he's blown away by how many people Kevin knows and talks about on the show. He's like, it's a whole world of resellers I've never even heard of, and Kevin knows them all. And I'm like, he really does. It's kind of spectacular. I feel like he has just a list of like thousands of reselling names that he's just dropping. Ooh, we haven't talked about that guy.
Let's see what I got here today. I do. I have a Dana Invests here. You know Dana Invests?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Dana
On
Invests, yeah.
Instagram.
He literally stole one of my thumbnails, Kevin. The actual thumbnail
Yeah.
with my face, and put it on one of his videos.
Okay,
awesome.
Froggy stole one of mine, which I'm happy because I've probably stolen 5 of his, and he probably didn't know I stole it, but I can't remember which one it was. But I was like,
Well,
oh,
okay, but
I
did
did
he
kind of
copy
one
you?
like that.
No.
Probably
he
not,
literally
but-
downloaded my thumbnail and put it on his video.
The same.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, with Dave's stupid face on it and everything.
But it was one of my worst performing thumbnails ever. So
There you
Dana,
go.
try harder. Look at
But
sort by
I
most
like
viewed.
following his Instagram, but he went way over the line today. I think he's like in the bathroom, like talking. He just got out of the shower. It's like a Carrie. I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
doing, dude?
Oh dang, I missed
Like
this. I want to follow this.
No, I was like, well, he
Sounds
just went
amazing.
right.
I am clothed in my videos, Kevin. I've got wet hair.
We
Clothed in
we should
velvet.
find those videos. Actually, I've done some that were like kind of over the line videos. I mean, I've cried, literally shed tears in multiple videos, and I'm like, wow, how did I do that?
Oh no, it's
But
like
they were like legit.
NFTs get you worked up, and I understand. It's something you're passionate about.
So I talked while he's looking this up, so I can slip in something I want to talk about. Is a company contacted me. They're like, hey, Commonwealth Picker, we want to do this. And they came up with all these ideas for doing NFTs for Commonwealth Picker. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, you think you can make money off of doing this? I'm like, I don't think you know my audience. I'm like, I don't think too many of them are going to buy an NFT.
Maybe they could do bonds or something, war bonds or something.
I got a check in the mail, by the way, today. from
Congratulations.
somebody.
I got a bill in the mail, so I guess our
Check.
lives are going different directions. Mine was for $400.
I got a
check for.
I think 8, something like that.
It was a check, and mine was a bill. So we're
Mine
really
just
far
said
apart.
cease and desist. I didn't open it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I offended. It looks like I might have offended Finding Keepers Resale. I'm just looking at our comments here, and they didn't actually. Google marked it as spam, which makes me wonder, like, why Google would mark this as spam. It's clearly not. It's just them talking to us, and they also marked one as spam that said, "Kevin, I'm thoroughly enjoying your ceiling fan. Would you please link it?" So that's actually good because I know you like your affiliate links. So
I do.
find
I
your
went for
ceiling
that.
fan. Oh, that was at an
That was
Airbnb
at the-
though, right?
No, I was at a condo, at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Finding Keepers Resale didn't like that I called out that they kept messaging me about my blow molds, but they were not the only one messaging me about my blow molds. I had like 8 people messaging me about my blow molds, so don't worry. You weren't the only one that wasn't upset about it. But yeah, I'm sorry if I upset you last week. I always upset somebody during an episode of the show.
Lincoln Land Picker. You see, last time
Awesome
last
mustache.
episode, he said they're probably the worst podcast yet for this channel.
Yes. Yes.
He said talked
you.
about reselling. What is?
I didn't
wrong?
even realize we had done that. I
Yeah,
didn't even
people.
realize we had done that.
We had several people who seemed a little bit upset that we talked too much reselling.
Dave was tired, and when Dave is tired, the insanity goes down 3 or 4 notches,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
normal reselling conversation comes, and even
Yeah,
Carrie.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And I
Even
mean,
I
so
talk.
on that note, I was telling Carrie this story, and he said I should save it for the show. So I'll tell you, I went to the movies while I was in North
Yes.
Carolina several times. And, the first time I went and I saw Top Gun, and I was like so exhausted because I had driven up the night before. But Top Gun was so amazing that I did not fall asleep, and I was like just edge of my seat, just in heaven looking at Tom Cruise's glorious face. Anyways, that's not the point of the story. Not great movie. But so I'm like, I'm going to go again. And I was like, well, what should I see? And I find this movie. I can't remember what it's called. Anywhere, Everywhere. No, Anywhere, Everywhere, All at Once. It's like an indie movie that's like about the multiverse. And this lady is like jumping between timelines and stuff. Kind of confusing. I was very tired again. And this time I wasn't doing as good of a job at staying awake. So I kept like kind of nodding off during the movie. You know, that's one of the problems with all these recliner theaters they have now. Yeah. It's really easy to fall asleep if you're a tired old man like myself. Exactly. Anyways, so here's the thing. Before that, I decided to hit up a pizza joint that I really like in the Raleigh-Durham area. And I went alone. I was all alone this whole time.
Did you go to Bad Cat Coffee?
It's a Little Caesars. Little Caesars, if you want.
Yeah, Little Caesars. Domino's. Anyways, I go to this pizza joint and I get like a whole pizza. And I did not order it, but they like put giant globs of mozzarella and ricotta. It was so cheesy. All right, and I do have a little bit of a lactose problem.
Oh boy,
do you see where this is going, guys? Do you see where it's going?
And so I'm in this theater. I'm falling asleep, but my stomach is like hurting. Like, when I was a kid, I think I told you guys this, I went to the hospital for gas because I was in so much pain. So I can get some pretty hardcore gas. And I'm sitting there and my stomach is hurting so bad. And then like I'm starting to fall asleep and I'm just realizing I've got these people on both sides of me. And if I fall asleep and then I'm not able to kind of hold something in, it might end up being really embarrassing, right? So I don't want to keep falling asleep with the stomach pains. And so I said, you know what, I just got to leave the movie. So I got up and I walked out. I said, I'm finding a Walgreens. I called my wife, I needed the emotional support at the time. Kevin didn't answer. So I called my wife instead.
Never would.
And I said, I'm going to Walgreens. I got to get some Gas X or something because my stomach hurts so bad. And it wasn't really like manifesting itself a lot in the, aerating fashion. It was just a stomach ache, really, with like you have to kind of.
How long is this story gonna go?
It's almost.
We got another hour.
Once I get to the third pair of pants, it'll be over. No. Yeah, this story. I don't know why Carrie thought this was applicable to a reselling podcast. But he told me I have to tell. Oh, are you sure? Yeah. Anyway, so I get to Walgreens. I'm on my way back to the hotel.
You could have done the short version. You didn't have to go into all these extra details. To be fair, but yes.
I didn't think I could make it to my hotel. And so I see a Walgreens. I stop at the Walgreens. I get out. I go to the Gas X aisle. And like right as I pick up the Gas X, open it up and start eating them in the store before I even buy them, it converts from gas to something much more ominous.
Yeah,
okay, and I'm just like, oh boy, I'm not making it back to the hotel now. And I do this like, kind of butt clench walk, right? Where you're like, you don't want to like...
Nesquik.
Yeah, you don't want to like bend over at all because you just don't know what's going to happen. There's a whole nother story about me on the top of my hill and my brother pushing me in that situation. But anyways, there was no one here to push me, and Walgreens bathroom was out of order. And what are you doing, Kev?
Yeah, I'm looking for a reselling topic and advertising some stickers.
Anyways, I very slowly walk to the front, and the lady in front of me, I'm literally sweating at this point. Like, there's sweat dripping down my face because I'm that, like, it's a bad situation. Yeah. And this lady in front of me decides to pay with change. And then she's like, oh, I have a rewards card. And she's like typing in her number. Oh, that's my old number. Typing in her new number. And then her card doesn't go through, so she pulls out the change. That's my
social security number.
You could have looked at the clearance deals at Walgreens.
Mm-hmm. I had time, but anyways, long story short, guys. Actually, wait, no. Long story long.
Yeah, you made it longer than what you told me.
Really long story long. I made it to the hotel lobby bathroom, not to the hotel room. That would have been a big ask. And I basically had a Dumb and Dumber moment. Who was that? Harry in Mary Swanson's bathroom there. It was a nightmare, but I made it, guys. I made it. And that is my reselling story of the week.
Yeah.
Have you ever went out garage sailing? Have you ever asked somebody? I think I asked this one episode. Yeah. Have you ever asked somebody to use their restroom?
I have not. Have you?
I did. It's been like 10 years, but I mean, I was in bad shape once. I'm like, you mind if I could use
Wait, did you blow it up? Did you blow up the person's...
No, it wasn't that bad. If they would have said no, it would have been just fine.
Hey, dude, a cable guy did that in my house once. He said, oh, can I use your restroom real quick? I'm like, yeah, I guess. And like he was installing my cable, and then he was in there for an hour, for a literal hour, and he leaves, and our whole house stinks.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
just like, oh
no!
You got to remember, Kevin lives out in the country, so if you get a bad squirrel or a bad possum, that's going to mess with your bowels.
No,
Yeah. Or the score. Okay, so and on that note, when I worked in Tampa as a cable guy, one of my coworkers got fired for they were up in a customer's attic and they pooped in a box because they had like this poo emergency. They pooped in a box and then they just like closed it up thinking the customer would never find it.
I just
in
want
the
to
attic.
apologize to my reseller Genie.
Summer slowdown, guys. Summer slowdown right now. We're
Hold
in
on.
the middle of it.
Hold on, it was the number 7 USPS box. There, tied it all back in.
I thought he got fired for the number 7. But...
No, he got fired for pooping in it because it's such a useful box. That's what happened. It's one of the most useful reselling boxes.
Hey, you know,
And,
I have the answer to how me and Carrie know all these resellers. It's because you are constantly watching a movie, and I don't watch near that many movies.
Not wrong. We watched 5 episodes of Stranger Things season 2 today, me and my kids, and we also went and saw Top Gun. So I did spend like 7 hours. Yes, I'm gonna see it a third time with my dad too. Is that good, Kev? You should take your dad. I bet your dad would like it.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
No, my
wife. No, I can hear you.
We're
right
going
here, Kevin.
With some
Hello.
tomorrow or the next day. I can't remember where I'm going. Tuesday.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Something like
You're
that.
gonna love it. But my dad called me
tonight. I want to go down
tonight.
Abbey still. Nobody's going with me.
Well, yeah, okay. Kevin, my dad called me and he was upset I didn't take him, so now I have to go a third time. So there's that. And Downton Abbey, I've never seen the show. Is it good?
You would hate it.
I've seen some of it, and it is good. The show.
I hate the new Twilight Zone. I like the old Twilight Zone. That's a great show. One of the best of all time.
Y'all, I had a crazy good pick the other day. I can't wait to show you this. It's insane. No, insane. I don't go to estate sales. I had a crazy good estate sale pick.
I know you told me you got He-Man stuff.
But this is why, and this is a totally different pick, but we're driving back from Myrtle Beach, and I stopped at a sale, and I'm thinking to myself, I just, my camera's in the back and whatever. I'm like, I'll just stop at the sale. I'm like, nope, I'm not pulling a carry. I'm getting my back. I'm getting it on. And I do not regret it because I found a sweet. I got it on. I got a sweet,
Kevin got it on.
Item at the sale. But I was disappointed. I was, me and VHS, right? So I found all these VHS and a ton of horror movies too. I'm like, this is awesome. And then I'm looking deeper, and none of them have slip cases on them. They're all just straight VHS, I'm like, ugh. But the guy's like, you got any sealed VHS? And he's like, yeah, they're over there in bubble wrap. They're
American Bubble Boy.
American Bubble Boy. Very good, Dave. You're getting the hang of this.
Yeah, reseller Genie for some reason right now.
Yeah. So I go over there, and sure enough, he's got a sealed ET in bubble wrap, but it's a clamshell. I mean, ET sealed actually aren't very good. But it was still sealed. I'm like, okay, so he knows that they're worth something. So the next one I pick up, it's the original Star Wars. It's the original slipcover. Well, I thought it was. I'm like, you mean to tell me you have a sealed original Star Wars? I mean, that's tens of thousands of dollars, right? And so my heart is just beating like crazy. And then I start peeling away the bubble wrap, and it's not sealed.
Well, you could just reseal that, though, can't you?
Yeah, with your resealing.
Sure.
Yeah.
It actually didn't have the
When does
red
that
one.
stop you?
It wasn't even original. But anyway, thank you for
speaking
letting
of-
me talk about something relevant
problem,
for a
man.
second.
Speaking
Go
of getting
ahead
it
to
on.
poop stories.
No, it's different. Speaking of getting it on, yesterday was my 17th wedding anniversary.
Oh, God. Tina clearly doesn't listen to this podcast. My wife apparently does now because she thinks Carrie's wit is worth watching, and she likes to criticize me.
He has a wit beyond measure. He's a Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
If that's the Harry Potter deep cut.
Ravenclaw, is that a good one? Is that the bad one?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, no, that's Luna Lovegood's house. Oh. So it's a good one. You don't want to be in Hufflepuff. They're kind of losers. Okay. Comment down below and let me know if I offended you.
I thought I was a Slytherin.
You are a Slytherin because you're kind of... Kevin's a Slytherin. He's all about profit.
Do you see that face
cutting
when you
each
said
other's
it, too? He looked
throats. Stabbing people in the back. Like, that's totally Kevin. Yeah, I know. You won't believe what he says about you behind your back, Gary.
Yeah, I bet, man. He's a big catty.
No, 17 years, though. I was just saying. I was pretty proud of that. 17 years of marriage.
That is awesome. Congratulations. Speaking of marriage, did you see who got married? If you're keeping up with the resellers, Tim. Over the years.
Tim the Toolman Taylor?
Yeah, he got married this last week.
No, he got remarried and got another TV show, which was off-putting, actually.
I've never seen it, but I did like Home Improvement a lot. Great show.
You never saw Last Man Standing?
Yeah. Al Borland. I actually went on the set of Last Man Standing. Interesting story, true story. I was showing off some products we made, and Tim Allen was literally there, and they were actually shooting an episode. And that dude, as soon as they hit, like they stop recording, just starts dropping F-bombs. Like every other word.
Wow. Did you ask him? Did you ask him about that time he went to jail for cocaine?
No, but I mean, you know,
they didn't have a Q&A
you're the
or
one.
Anything?
You're the one bringing the cocaine over the border, remember? So it's all tied in together. Yeah. But no, I went on that show, and that was kind of cool. I also went on the Ellen show, and they laughed us out because our product was so bad.
Oh.
So that was good. We weren't actually on an episode, but after they recorded.
You could have been like scared by somebody. They're always doing jump scares on that show.
So where are you going in California? Did you
LA.
tell me this?
LA, Burbank, yeah. I'll be in Burbank for like Friday night or Thursday night. There's a party, and then the show is actually at the LA Convention Center. So it'll be something. I don't really want to go.
See, that's it. That's why I'm doing this Garage Sale Nation. I'm gonna find these sales and I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna go all over the place. I saw Paul and Kayla. They're up there doing those highway sales, and I'm so jealous. It's awesome. That's what I want to do.
And I'm just up there in North Carolina. I will say this though, North Carolina, the picking is good, Kev. The picking is good. I
got text messages from my uncle. He's like, I
had convinced myself that I was just a terrible picker down here. But I've kind of revised that. I went up to North Carolina. I found tons of great crap. Mm-hmm. I made like 4 videos, and all of them have some really nice finds, like hundreds of dollars in finds. And then I'm like kind of rejuvenated. Like I'm not a terrible picker. It's just Florida sucks. Mm-hmm. Oh well, I'm like now living Kevin's life in Lynchburg. I've just got to find a way. I think it's gonna make me better. I think it's gonna make me better because I'm gonna find profit in like a lot more obscure items than what I'm in North Carolina. It's freaking easy to be a picker. Everything is valuable that they sell at these
I tell my uncle that all the time. Oh, you didn't. I'm like, no, dude, I'm telling you.
So easy.
When I go there, it's like, are you kidding me? I mean, it's just like I pull it every sale. And he goes so fast because he's just looking for the $200, $300, $400 items. I'm like, dude, I'm not used to this.
You got to be like me. You got to look for those dollar items. There's a lot of them. There's a ton of them.
The problem is you keep paying $1 for them.
No, I don't. I buy in bulk.
Yeah.
How are those buttons selling for you, Kerry?
They actually haven't sold that well yet. Honestly, I haven't sold many. The records are doing well. I've moved many records so far.
How do you pronounce this, guys? Swarovski. I said Swarovski again in my video today.
That's an ornament, and that should be around $100, maybe more.
And look at the price tag, Kevy.
$3?
$3.
Have you looked it up?
Yeah, I looked it up, and I'm impressed that you knew it exactly on the money. $100. Yep.
Here's a bolo.
Yeah, 100. It's exactly right. 100.
Here's a bolo. I think it came out in like 08 or so. There is a Swarovski.
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 Well, now I can't say it. Y'all screwed me up.
I don't know. There's one of those fancy crystal Care Bears that came out for the 25th anniversary of Care Bears, and like the eyes have the crystals in them. If you find those out and about, that's a good thing to flip, guys. And now on to Dave's second or third diarrhea story. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so I'm on the top of the hill. I'm like 14 years old, and I tell my brother, I said, Chad, I can't move. I am going to poop my pants if I move. He's like, you
what
serious?
Happens next?
I'm like, dude, I can't go anywhere. Like, you got to, like, carry me inside. And so he goes up to me and he pushes me down the hill. We lived on a big hill. And, of course,
what a jerk.
It happened.
Yeah.
And then I was going to tell on him because I was so mad. And he's like, oh, I have to go too now. Don't push me. And so I pushed him, and he pretended he pooped his pants. And then I never told on him. So.
Oh, yeah,
on
guys,
that high note, important note.
Get your boxes Q4.
ResellerGenie.com. Use Trash to Cash podcast, and you have to all capitals Trash to Cash.
They paid us already, right? We can't lose their sponsorship, right?
Yes. Oh, I got the money last week because I didn't trust it. This is why I did it. But Trash to Cash, all caps, and you get a discount if you use that code. And I get to survive another day. And I'm paying, just for the record, just so they know this, I'm paying for this, what are we staying in? An Airbnb, a Verbo for the 127 with this money. Yeah, so that's why you're not getting it.
That is true. That is
just
true.
Saying. Yeah.
That's true.
That is pretty good. What are we doing for the FlipCon? Are we staying in the hotel, like in the,
I don't know.
in the published hotel, the recommended hotel?
What are you
doing an Airbnb? I haven't decided yet. I could bring my pop-up. We could all stay in the pop-up. Pop.
I was just going to do like a tent.
I'm not staying in a pop-up.
Hey.
Why not? Hey, tell Reagan that Annabelle, she went to gymnastics.
Annabelle went to gymnastics.
2 weeks. She's
2 weeks.
She's turning 12 next week.
She's turning 12.
And they invited her to competitive. After 2 weeks.
Okay,
and today
good.
she went and she was in the top 5 of 50 tryouts.
12-year-old gymnastics. Wow. That's when you retire, I think.
Oh, right. Yeah, 12, she's just starting. She's just starting. So we'll see. She's going to do the Simone Biles route.
Simone Biles?
I don't know her name. Simone. I think it's pretty darn good that I knew any sports person in the right category.
She just looked at me funny with that. Didn't she? Look, she's growing up. I mean, this is why I did what I did. See, this is what time flies, y'all. This is why I do it.
When you're having fun.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching Stranger Things with my daughter. So
I'm not doing any of that, man.
Well, that's because you don't actually know any of your daughters. They're just out there.
They're somewhere out there.
Out in the world. Oh, dude. Okay, sing the song. You have to. You said it.
If love can sail, I'll be thinking of you.
Somewhere out there.
I love that song.
That's, what is that? Five Goes West?
The original.
The original.
American Tail.
American Tail.
Those sell well.
Okay.
Those sell well. The originals, yeah.
Okay, so obviously I showed you one of my great finds, my Swarovski
There's your bolo.
ornament. There's my bolo of the week. What was your? You guys have a good
I have
find
a bolo
this weekend?
for you. My bolo is to watch Bolo Buddies. Did you see that she did a video every day this month? And I'm like,
Kevin,
wow.
What?
I have no time. I see nothing.
It's hard to
fill
do a
me
video
in on
every
everything.
day for a month. And I think Josh did that one time, like every day. I'm like, I did a video every day for a year and a half straight. So I'm like,
but it doesn't really count because it was on multiple channels.
It's true.
You know how I knew that about Bolo Buddies? Because you don't care about this, but I do. Because I did a deep dive into Facebook groups. Because I'm like, I want to have this. I just have this dream of this garage sale group. Right? It's awesome. It's what I love. She's got a 60,000 Facebook group. Bolo Buddies.
60,000 person.
Yeah, 60,000.
That's a lot of thousands.
That's a lot of people in a Facebook
basically
group.
60 of them.
Yeah.
So if you're listening,
60 times 1.
Advertise
1 times 1,000.
Garage Sale Nation, and then. Yeah.
Do you know how to say 18 in Spanish, Kevin, without counting? Like just say
not without
18?
counting.
It's a weird thing that you have to count to get there. Carrie can do it. Ready, go, Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie can do it.
18.
Oh,
nice. See, now I forgot. He's got 17 degrees.
He knows Spanish.
Yeah, of course. And, but Nashville Flippers. Nashville Flippers kind of ripped him for saying it. Did you see that in the video? He's like,
no, but I'm gonna have to watch Nashville Flippers thing.
3 degrees.
It's true.
Because you know how Carrie
wasted them all.
Well,
I have to.
Yeah, when you look like that and you're on TikTok for a living, you're like, I got 3 degrees. Yeah.
I have feelings, Kevin. I have feelings.
Yeah.
I don't have 3 degrees. I got 1 degree.
I know, that's obvious.
I have a black belt, though. So there's that, if you ever want to fight.
Do you really have a black belt? Are you being serious?
Well, can you prove me wrong? Like, seriously? Like, you'd be worn out just throwing
we're gonna be seeing each other in August. There could be some sort of scheduled fight.
Let's do it. I'm challenging you to a fist fight.
A fist fight? MMA style? We could use any kind of discipline we want. Can we use weapons?
You have to be holding Hummels for the whole battle.
I'm pretty good with the bow staff.
I think you should buy an RV and come across country.
I know.
Dude, one of the viewers offered us. Who was it?
Somebody did.
A&M Pickers, something like that. Someone
actually
offered to let us use their fifth wheel for
Ivan might let you
sale.
stay at his house if you actually bring that hat.
What's
an
Ivan?
Get that thing done. Ivan's the guy you owe the hat to.
Which hat do I owe him? This one? I think Carrie owes him a hat, not me. How am I getting blamed for this?
Check this out. So I've got a backup.
Carrie's
hat.
holding it now.
It's sitting here, so I sell it, ship it to him, and I keep forgetting.
This is the 100 Mile Yard Sale crew that signed this one. Here, there's a bunch of Leroy.
Kevin's holding up a hat, guys.
You guys hold me to it.
For this podcast.
Ask me next week if I've sent this to Dave, and it will be sent to Dave. Dave will probably have it. Just trust me.
Ivan, there it is. He watches. He didn't leave.
I know.
What does that mean? What is Felipe?
I mean well, man. I mean well.
Okay, can we talk about the comment of the week? Felipe Arriga?
No, Killer Customs.
Okay, hold on. Felipe said Kevin's dripping.
Yeah, I saw that.
What does that mean?
So dripping means something. Carrie knows because he's on TikTok.
Like you got style. You got style. Kevin's dripping.
Yeah, got style.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow,
it was the shirt. It was the shirt I was wearing.
One person liked our thumbnail.
Like back in the day, they would have said like you're a real swell guy or something like that. I don't know, something that you would relate to. But
Killer Customs. Y'all guys, I like that. Y'all guys always make old Kevin jokes, but Carrie actually looks older.
We're not going to talk about that comment, are we? I've got to cut my hair because all my gray's showing and it's making me self-conscious.
Oh, you look good. Death Valley Finds. Welcome to the Trash to Cash Shield Network.
Hey, speaking of that, so Kevin, I just looked up words from the 1920s, popular words from the 1920s. So we're gonna quiz Kevin, and we're gonna see if he knows what they mean. Okay,
Flappers.
Kevin.
Flappers.
In the 20s, back when you were a kid, what did clam mean? Clam.
When I was a kid in the 1920s,
yeah, in the 1920s.
Yeah. I got nothing.
Can you spot me a few clams?
Money.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, money. Okay, fine. How about dewdropper? What did that mean? This is basically Carrie.
Oh,
I got nothing.
Handsome.
Also known as lollygagger a few years later.
Oh, lollygagger.
It's a young, unemployed guy who sleeps all day. That is a dewdropper. And that is Carrie. So our new nickname for Carrie is Dewdropper.
I like it. I should merch that. I should monetize that.
It's funny because my mom used to say this next one all the time when I was a kid. Hotsy totsy. Hotsy totsy. Okay? But she would say when she said hotsy totsy, that's how she said the dog went poop. The dog took a hotsy totsy is what she used to tell me. But what it meant in Kevin's day was perfect, like the cat's pajamas. Cat's pajamas seems like
the bee's knees.
Yeah, the cat. Know one's onions. What does that one mean?
Nobody's business, right?
No, it's to know. Well, it's kind of, yeah. To know one's beeswax or to know what someone else is talking about. Kevin, you should know all of these.
I don't.
These are from your day, from yesterday.
Serious, man. When you were
have you ever been to the Carousel of Time? You're the first.
Let's go to like 1950. Perry Mason, I got that. I'm good.
All right. Well, anyways, I'll have to put a link to this Kevin words, but I think they're pretty good. You slay me. That's kind of coming back.
Yeah,
you slay me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and zazzled means drunk, which is Carrie every show.
Every time I'm walking, I was walking down the strips the other day, completely sober. Everybody was going, "Look at that zazzled
dewdropper." The zazzled Carrie is the ultimate zazzled dewdropper.
That's just how I am.
I'm sure that's how I am.
Let's do it. We could be the #1 video for zazzled dewdropper on YouTube.
Speaking of old crap, I never sold any of my slides, guys. I bought them all, and they're just sitting here.
Well, you have to post them, dude. You have to post them.
I don't have any time. Is anyone in LA? Maybe we should
movie a week.
Hang out. No, okay, listen. I have to watch movies because it's important for the show. It's a write-off. It's a write-off.
It's true. We did talk about it.
Everything's a write-off.
In our
That's what I did. I went with Julian. I went all the way down to Myrtle Beach. So my bookkeeper, I should shout her out. Jenna, Ever Leslie Bookkeeping, which, by the way...
You don't need her if you use
No, I don't know. I called her up and I said, hey, look, well, I'm not going to get into the details, but anyway. So I go down there, Julian, the Bearded Thrift Machine, he just released his video. You should watch it after this. And I'm like, man,
time.
Like, I need to write this. Can I write the entire trip down there? I mean, I did a video. I did a whole thing. Can I write it all?
I'll allow it. I run Congress, I think, so I'll allow it. Now, Kevin, I can imagine your conversation with your bookkeeper, like, yo, I see what you're charging me. My reseller genie would only be $20 a month, so you better drop your rate or you're out.
No, it's usually just a 10-second voicemail. Get it done! Get it done! That's it.
Or else. Yeah, he's very aggressive all the time.
Yeah, I know.
You hear Jenna and Wyatt. Accent. It's Jenna and Wyatt. They're really, really nice. Dave, that's your bookkeeper too, so don't act like it's not.
She's very nice. She is very nice.
And
hey guys, here's a bolo. Reselling, Kevin. Cotton Candy Puppy Webkin. This Webkin, Cotton Candy Puppy, okay? They got the little W. Yeah. Normally you ignore those when you're shopping plush, right?
Yeah, I do.
50-50. Okay, so no tag, used, sells for $18. With code, $60.
Yeah.
If you find one with the tag and the code, it sells for $60.
Well, you could still go on the website.
It's not bad.
Yeah, people still do it. People still collect them and stuff. Yeah.
I'm down there with Julian, and he's picking Revereware right in front of me in an 8-quarter, and I'm picking plush right behind him. But
Why
here's a bullet.
Why would you ever pick Revereware? It doesn't sell.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't sell.
That's not
I
true.
had it listed for like a year and a half. It doesn't sell.
It does sell.
Were you optimizing your keywords and making sure you maximize your space?
There's a tip.
Was I forcing my viewers to buy it?
Change the order of titles. Just don't be... Dude, that's not true. You tell me... All right, go right now and look at Revealware and look at Solds and tell me that.
Dude, let's do it. Let's do a 48-minute video just looking at the most valuable Revealware.
Yes. Yeah. What the most valuable in the world is.
And then we'll just do the thumbnail. Best Revealware.
Hey, I did that. That was a TikTok that worked well for me one time, Carrie. I did that. I just did a screen share of McDonald's ashtrays and how much they sell for it. And it hit. I'm like, daggone, that was
I thought you were just going after the clout chasing now, just mentioning my name and putting me all over the title.
Yeah, I know. I feel like you kind of were making fun of Carrie this week.
That was awesome.
I didn't see it in the video.
That made my day. I saw it in the actual video, too. I watched your YouTube, and it was hard.
I didn't do that. I just watched the TikTok where Kevin's basically making fun of Carrie the whole time.
But Dave, that was in a video. I did it in a picker video. So I'm filming with the GoPro.
Video.
While, I was in...
Wow, Carrie, that's a good shout out.
Yeah,
no, gets a lot of views on that channel.
On the picker. I got in the picker one. I was so happy. I told my mom. I mentioned it in the comments. But...
And Dave, you'll be on the next Flipper video, which will air before this hits.
That's good, because no one's watching my Flipper videos anymore, or my picker videos. My channels are all dead.
Maybe you should sell something.
Maybe I should do less cooking videos.
So how's the cooking channel doing?
Tina listed 20 things yesterday. So and she went yard selling. Tina went
She's like your Blue Ridge mama. She is doing the work.
No. I was yard selling in North Carolina and then driving for 8.5 hours. But my mom reached out to her and said she was going to this community sale and invited her. And so Tina went with her.
Your mom and Tina did a collab. Did you write it
Tina
off?
and my mom. I should have given her a camera or something. But they went. Tina bought 20 items and she listed them all, and 3 already sold. So,
Look at that.
Well, Tina has this really good habit of listing things at the correct price, whereas I always list them for too much because I don't actually want my treasures to leave me. So I always list like at the highest comp. Yeah.
This is all just temporary anyway.
For Revealware, you need to clean it, and then you need to lot it up in manageable groups, and you can sell it. Or unless it's big, then they'll sell by themselves.
I put a bunch of oysters in it and took the picture that way, and no one bought it. It was weird. I thought oysters might help. Kevin, my cooking channel is doing great. I've got a really nice, solid little audience over there, and they are very nice to me. Yeah. And they don't even make fun of the fact that I'm a terrible cook. Yeah. Well, they do sometimes.
Give him like a year, and he's leaving this podcast. He's leaving the resale community. He's going to be like a less successful Guy Fieri.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
And they rip.
But I think I can be equally fat if I work hard.
I think
you kind of look like an Olmec head, actually, like the Olmec heads they used to have.
Yeah. You need
to like from Temple of Doom. I don't know.
Yeah, we're getting into history of Mexico right there. But you need to decide if you're going to bleach the top of your head or the beard. Or like the goatee area.
The beard.
Because you have to choose at some point once you have a cooking channel what you're bleaching.
There's other things I can bleach.
I left that open. I left it open on purpose.
MyResellerGenie.com.
I love it.
Hi guys, I've got my bleached thing, but we're not going to talk about it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Paul and Faith. I'm sorry.
Are you sorry too?
I'm so happy you gave the check to Jenna already. Actually, that was nice of you.
That was very nice.
Use Reseller Genie, guys. Awesome.
If y'all want to come and come to the 127 at the meetup, that'll be good. You could sponsor that too.
Yeah. Here's a question for all our viewers. Have you gone back and watched / listened to every old episode? Because they are all equally as good.
Yes.
And so you need to go back and watch them. Listen, every time I've ever gotten into a podcast, I've gone back and listened to every single episode. And I'm not asking for much. It's basically 50 to 60 hours of your life.
Yeah.
Which,
1 week of work.
Worth it. 1 week of work, and you will have experienced from the beginning till now, the end, the last episode. Thank you for watching. Signing out now. That'd be the way to do it.
That would be.
That'd be the way to kill the show. Feel like, we're done.
You can watch the beginning and see why Kevin begged us to have him on this podcast.
Yes, actually, it's very true. It's very true. This podcast, I just appeared on this other podcast. I want to see how it went, just in case I had to go a different direction.
Did you guys have some like good banter and such?
Actually, it's ironic that the internet wasn't working very well. It was pretty funny.
How many poop stories do they average per episode on that show?
Zero. They actually
not
advertise
good.
themselves
Step it up,
as
Jimmy.
being
Step it up.
silly and being, just totally nonsense and whatever. I'm like, y'all, are you serious? Like, have you ever watched this other podcast?
I love Jimmy, but his logo is very reminiscent of our logo. He took the vibrant pink and the green, I think, and he made it the reseller clickbait.
Did he?
So yeah,
he
did.
You're
he
dead
did
to me,
take our
Jimmy.
he did take our colorway a little bit.
I will give Dave credit. I got to give Dave credit where it's due. And the color combination for Trash to Cash. They're selling a lot of stickers. This is a good combination. This is a good look.
It is. It's like
it's good.
Hot Topic 2007. It's like we're there.
It's actually. Do you see the new Taco Bell T-shirts that they have, like the graffiti?
No, but they got the cheddar chalupa back, Kev.
It's back. Mexican pizza's back.
I got something else, and this is not a shill, and you don't have to use my code, which is below on my channel and in the Linktree. I'm not mentioning it for that reason, but it is there. I have, and I think I told you two guys about this, but on this vacation, that Get Upside app is really killer. I saved
what
tons
is this
of
Get
money.
Upside app? I don't think I paid attention.
Well, I saved like $45 in
what
gas
is it,
and
pretend
food
I didn't
and
listen last time.
Get Upside app. You really should do it. You should use my link, but if you don't, you should do it anyways.
Use my link. I'm going to get one.
There you go. You should. You should. And I actually used Eric OBX Picker's link, and this is legit, like for gas and stuff. Because around here, I buy gas at the same places. I get it cheap or whatever. But when I'm on the road and you guys stop at a gas station, I was saving crazy money. Like sometimes it was 40 cents, sometimes $1 something off of gas per gallon. I'm like, this is nuts. Went to a couple of restaurants, and then of course Julian paid for my lunch. Julian, thank you, I appreciate that.
You can get a really good deal on gas if you're willing to go out at like 1 or 2, 3 in the morning with like a hose, and you could just siphon that stuff right off, man. Fill up a couple.
You're still siphoning, dude?
Yeah.
Just drill a hole in the bottom of the gas tank. It's way
Who drives
easier.
the getaway?
You're not going to get any in your mouth.
Oh, Don, I can't be trusted.
I love it. So
I can't find this Taco Bell shirt. You'll have to send me a link.
Or are we just going to go hang out?
Taco Bell shirt.
We're
going to go yard selling.
Yeah, we're going to go yard selling for sure. I'm going to show you guys how to do it.
I'm going to say inappropriate stuff and make people mad, and then Kevin's going to have to cut me out of all his videos like Kayla did. I embarrassed Kayla so bad, she removed like all my best jokes. It's very sad. Very sad. Yeah.
Kayla didn't send me an invite, and it's because you guys are going to be there, and she didn't want you to come. I can tell. I feel shunned.
That's weird.
By both of
you
them.
You got to be ready.
Choose your friends better.
You got to be ready to act like a 15-year-old, because that's pretty much how me and Dave are going to handle ourselves for a couple days there.
On that note, Carrie, some of what happened with me and my friend Brandon, I think you'll enjoy on my upcoming picker videos. We have a similar banter. He's not quite as quick as you. He's actually significantly slower on the wit. But that's what makes it so good, though, is his wit is so slow that it's even better. Yeah. So
was that a compliment for him? I couldn't tell.
Not really, but he knows.
He's a true Southerner. We do things a little slower around here.
He's from Alabama.
And you're also from California, Kevin.
Southern California.
Yes.
Okay, so true. I found Kevin. Do you know Kevin knows all these obscure things? Okay, if I say popcorn decorations, does that mean anything to you?
For like a Christmas tree?
No, not like a popcorn
ceilings?
ball.
Like ceilings?
Oh yeah.
I used to eat that stuff. Oh, tasty.
It's like melted plastic, and it kind of is like shaped like it feels like a popcorn ceiling, but it's like a Christmas tree or a jack-o'-lantern. And it's like all bumpy on the front. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm thinking stucco. That's what I'm thinking. I got nothing.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I didn't know what it was called. It's just something I remember from my childhood, and I found some this weekend, and I picked them up, and I think they're a bit of a bolo, honestly, and I'll show them to you.
I don't think I know what you're talking about.
You guys who are listening, you'll just have to come over to Trash to Cash's YouTube channel. That is a thing we have, guys.
Yeah, guys.
Have a YouTube
thumbs
channel.
up, subscribe, put on that bell notification, then undo all of it because you don't want any of that.
You should subscribe to Trash to Cash. We have pretty good amount of views for what we have. All right, I can't really see this. I'm gonna get really close, like Carrie.
You can't see it? Okay. Hold on. I'll zoom in a little.
Just
all right.
Take Carrie's face out of there. Oh yeah, I know exactly what that is. I actually bought some and sold some last fall.
Vintage melted plastic. Okay, I got it.
Okay,
Isn't that cool?
Exactly
So yeah, I
just
just thought they were interesting. Bolo that I don't see people find very often, and I found like she had like 9 of them, Kevin. And when I asked her how much, she was like $1. I said $1 each. She's like, no. I'm like, what?
I want to say I saw Paul pick those up one time, and I can think of twice. I picked one up at a flea market probably 2 years ago, and I picked one up last year that I ended up selling. Didn't go for as much because it had a crack in it.
Okay. My butt has one of those. I'm a child. I'm sorry. Anyway, so those are cool. That's a cool bolo. I didn't actually pay $1. Some other stuff happened with the negotiation, but I did think it was a cool bolo, and you'll have to check it out on my video. Not you, Carrie and Kevin, but the viewer.
Anybody who's still watching that crap, go check it out.
That was at noon. That was like the last sale of the day. We're about to leave, and I stumbled upon 9 of these really valuable Christmas.
What's the name? What do they call them?
They're calling them plastic popcorn. Melted plastic popcorn, if you want to look them up. Decorations. And I just think they're cool.
Asbestos.
And they've been sitting there all day, and it's so funny because I buy them, and then as I'm putting them in a bag, some girl walks up. She's like, "Dang it, you got them! I was coming just for those."
At noon, I was coming just for those at noon.
It's like weird.
I go to this estate sale, and I don't ever go to estate sales, but I stand in line. It doesn't start till 10. I stand in line at 8:30. Did I tell this story last time?
I can't. You've told it to me. I don't know if you told it on the
I get there like at 8 or something like that just to get the ticket, and then I go sit in my car until it opens up. And I was the third person in there. And I don't even want to tell it. I found some. You would not believe an estate sale. The prices they had on vintage '80s toys. I was dumbfounded. I came out of there with totes and totes and totes full for $60.
You got to change your perspective, I think, depending on where you live. Like North Carolina estate sales are a joke. Like they're all these companies. None of them want to sell anything. They just want to keep.
You know why they don't? Yeah, they want to keep it.
Yeah, they keep it and then they like sell it some other way. I guess I'm not really sure how they offload it, but somehow they screw people. I know that much.
They have brick and mortar stores. They do it.
They have a contract typically where whatever doesn't sell, they get to sell themselves. So it's kind of not in the best interest of them to lower the prices because they would love to sell that themselves and get the full price.
Yeah,
and that's like every North Carolina estate sale.
So beware out there, y'all. Beware if you're going to do an estate sale. You better find the right people to do it.
Contract.
Because Dave, read the contract.
Well, listen, they literally intentionally price stuff too high. Because they don't want it to sell. So they'd list this Hummel at $80, so that on half off day it's $40, and the thing sells for $40 on eBay. So no one's ever going to buy it. And that's North Carolina, like Raleigh area estate sales, not Florida. In Florida, estate sales are legitimately better than yard sales. In Florida. Estate sales are better than yard sales.
There's just a lot more people croaking out in Florida.
They're croaking constantly. We be dying everywhere up in here. There's bodies all on the roads.
It's true, and they're not all
zombie apocalypse.
It's not all alligator attacks. It's old age as well.
Yes, it's a lot of elderly folks.
I'm curious to see you go through a season in the winter down there, because that seems to me like it would be the time.
The best time, yeah.
I'm excited for Vegas in the winter. Like I could go garage selling all year. I hope.
Well, you don't even do it now, so why would you do it?
I took a week off as a vacation.
Carrie is the kind of guy who says, hey, come to my Whatnot auction on Monday, and then doesn't have it, and says, don't worry, though, I'll be there Thursday, and doesn't have it. That's the kind of reseller Carrie is. I'm sitting there both nights, ready to buy crap, and he just doesn't show up.
How many times have I done that, though? I've not done that often.
Twice last week, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, that was last week. But we have one on Monday, guys, and we'll be there. And you all
better. That's tomorrow.
I know.
Or
yesterday.
I know.
That's yesterday for you guys.
You were there, and I appreciate it.
You had to show up last night.
So, Dave, are you not putting out as many flipper videos? Because of all the stuff you're doing?
I'm not. I'm doing 2 a week, basically. That's all I can fit. It's just,
that's not bad.
It's not terrible, but it's just, when I'm gone 4 or 5 days a week.
Old School Picker is happy because he's kind of filling your void. Did you see him? He's putting out.
That's good. I'm doing some. I'm keeping it alive. I love that channel. I want to be doing like 3 to 4 a week.
I'd love it.
I want to do 3 or 4 a week. I just don't have time. And I've only been doing 2 picker videos too, because I just, again, don't have time right now. It's going to slow down, though. After this trip to LA, I don't have any more trips until FlipCon.
So, Carrie, I need to do, speaking of this here, because I didn't take 2 vacations like Carrie said, but I did a working vacation, took another vacation, and I was able to film some extra stuff, but I did one with MD Picker, and I did one with Chernock's Connection. So, Carrie, after the 127, you need to come back here and film I don't know what it's going to be. I normally get experts in here. Maybe it'll be like how not to do...
It'll be like
Maybe it'll just be sports cards, right?
It'll be like a thirst trap video. Like I'll wear like a I don't know, like a cutoff shirt or something.
Yeah, it'd be good. Maybe I'll get Don. Put that in the thumbnail. It'd be good. I'll get Don to give the real.
No, but honestly, I'd love to talk about sports cards. That's my passion. So,
what if he was to talk about how to not have a job, and how to like get a bunch of degrees and not use them?
Actually, that's not a bad topic.
Overall, be bad at life.
That's not a bad topic.
Hey,
I'm passionate about that, by the way. It's stupid to spend a ridiculous amount of money on a degree that you just don't.
It's true.
It's just dumb.
I'm the poster child for spending a lot of money on 3 degrees and finding out.
Do you regret that, though? I have a feeling you don't. Yeah,
I loved school. I loved learning. In fact, I've talked about this
because it meant you didn't have to have a job.
Nerd alert!
No, I want to go back in my 40s. I want to go back and get my master's and a doctorate in history. Is what I want.
So what's that? That's like a week from now. That you'll be
like
40?
In a year and a half. I'm almost there.
Right. Maybe time to revise that goal to 50.
No, I want to do it. I loved school. I don't regret it, but it's not super useful for what I do for a living. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if there's a college haters club, I'm going to head it up. I'll be honest.
Yeah, but you couldn't hack it. You couldn't hack it.
No offense to you college people. I just, I have too many friends who are in a ton of debt and have nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
So
I was
go for the right reasons.
Terrible high school student. I mean, I joke
teacher.
about it. I was
terrible high school.
You don't mention that enough, but you were.
I was in the bottom of my class in high school, and by the time I was a senior in college, I was a decent student, but only because I liked it. I could care less about any subject I didn't care about. And I'm like, how did I end up being a teacher? I hated school. I hated it. I would rather do anything than go to school, and I end up teaching it. And I love teaching, but it's all the other stuff that goes with it. So
that's worse. That's way worse.
What's worse?
My camera. I've got black bars on the side of my camera, and it's driving me nuts on my video view. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm at the wrong resolution. No, it's on my.
At least your microphone's probably working this time.
Yeah.
Probably 50-50 shot.
50-50.
No, I mean, so I would love to get like a round robin show where we just bring in Kevin's past students. Yes. Like whichever ones went the least far. Like the failures. Yeah. Any sort of failure that came out of his stuff.
Just go to
some of them are in prison.
Just go to every McDonald's and Wendy's in the Lynchburg area.
Well, I was gonna go to a dark place.
Why are you talking bad about Wendy's employment?
I know. I shouldn't have said that. I take it all back and I blame it on Dave.
Carrie really does worry that he's going to offend someone. Carrie, they don't take this show seriously. They know the whole thing's a joke.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
No,
especially you and your face.
People want to get offended by stuff. I get stuff all the time. It drives me nuts. I'm like, are you guys serious?
You're not canceling this podcast, folks. It's not happening.
Speaking of,
doing that
did
again?
You see
the video?
Not? Remember the Karen video day?
Yes.
Okay, so that paid off again. Did you see the thing I posted? So that company that's terrible, they ended up posting a video. No, Jelly Smack. They ended up posting a reel on, which I gave them permission to do, on Commonwealth Picker on Facebook. And at last I looked, it was 4.5 million views.
Wow.
And it was the Karen video, except for it was 30 seconds of the Karen video. And
Did it say the word Karen?
But he was talking about masks. No, it didn't. It was like, because my mom, they were kicking it because we didn't have a mask on. I'm like, y'all said we didn't have to wear a mask, right? And so the comments are about masks, and it was just half of them are, actually 90% of them are like praising me for protecting my mom and whatever. And then there's some people like, just wear a mask. And I'm like, what world are y'all living in? I ain't seen them in a mask in...
Yeah, it's been a while.
And they're still ripping it. I'm like, what in the world? What is going on?
Well, okay, so here's an interesting thing. They did a similar thing to me. They used one of my Karen videos, and they made like a 3-minute video on Facebook Jelly Smack makes my Facebook videos, guys, just so you know. I do no work.
That's why there's
kind of happens.
some quality behind them.
And yeah, that's why they're terrible. No, anyway, so they did a Karen one, and I got a whole bunch of messages from Karens, literally people named Karen on Facebook that were very upset that I would loop and bundle all Karens into the same category. They basically all Karened on me.
Yeah.
And
here's the thing.
So they proved it? Is that what you saying?
They kind of proved it. I'm sorry.
Let's be fair. Karens and Kevins are in a tough spot because they can't get offended by all this Karen and Kevin talk.
Yeah, that
because
is a
if
tough
they
spot.
do,
then they are what they
are what they're saying they don't want to be.
That's a good point.
Catch-22.
They have to let it roll off their back. It's kind of like an evil plot against all. Listen,
awful.
I think there's just literally more people named Karen on Facebook than on YouTube. Because of generation like stuff. Like Karen was a more popular name.
It's like
a little bit longer ago.
Betty was one of the most popular names when Carrie was a child.
There's just more Karens on Facebook.
We're millennials, so it was a lot of Jessicas and a lot of Jennies and a lot of Carries. There was a lot of Carries, but it was typically girls.
I want this to be clear, though, Kevin, and I think you feel the same way. I actually don't really like the term Karen. I think it's fairly obnoxious. I just did it for the views. Yeah. That's literally just did it for the views.
You know what's really...
I think it's kind of gross, to be honest.
You know what's obnoxious is when you say that. Because, like, the way you said obnoxious was kind of a little bit off-putting. Like, you have a voice to you, man. I don't know if you've ever noticed it. It's just grating.
It grows on you. My wife couldn't take it, and then she watched that. She listened to that whole podcast on the way back here.
Oh, wow. Good for
the whole thing.
She's gonna love my sultry tones. You just watch. It just happens. I'm like a fungus. I just kind of latch on, and then I grow, and then finally you're like, this isn't that bad. I don't mind that much.
You have a great voice. Itchy. I think we all have good voices. They're all very particular and memorable.
And folksy for Kevin.
And whimsical, all that. But I beat that into the ground at this point.
I realized someone at my work is folksy, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's folksy like Kevin." And I told him that, and he literally said, "Wow, thank you, I appreciate that." I'm like, well, "Okay, folksy is a compliment. I didn't know, but I guess it is." So go Kev, go.
I don't know what I was going to say. I
know, you get so tired.
This is
okay, buddy.
It's normal.
MyResellerGenie.com. Hey, they're linking PayPal and bank accounts to this application at this point. So it's all integrated. Well, it's going to be here in the coming weeks. So, Carrie, you should really consider it. You should. You have never actually explained how you do your bookkeeping, which really makes me think you don't do bookkeeping.
I have totes of receipts. I have my memory. No.
I don't keep any receipts.
I need to do that, honestly. I need to do something like that.
Yeah. Or call.
Well, I mean, but again, if you're not making any profit at all, it's not a big deal. You're doing fine. So.
Well, they do P&L losses, or P&L reports. So he said that, so he knows how much profit he's losing.
Yeah. Peanuts and lemons.
Peanuts and lemons. Dude, I had some terrible lemonade at a yard sale yesterday. Terrible.
You got to stop trying everything they try to feed you at a yard sale. That's not.
We got cookies yesterday. We got lemonade. Are you not buying all the food at yard sales? I just can't resist.
I just don't think it's smart.
Then I'll buy food. I'll eat cookies for breakfast normally.
If anyone wants to know how to kill me, they now have a secret method. Just cook something at their yard sale and I'll eat it.
Tina's writing down all right, let's just see where he checking the Craigslist posts where he's going to go.
Dave is an adventurous eater.
I'm an adventurous eater, yeah.
You are.
What is that, a strawberry and watermelon quiche you're selling? Sure.
Yeah, no, Dave's got me and Don hooked on soup dumplings now, which we never tried before. I'm telling you,
that next little strip mall right over there's something else you got to try.
Dumpling
Send you
soup.
The address. They've got
Campbell's
like a
has
spicy
a dumpling soup.
It's amazing. Hey, is old Campbell's advertising stuff like worth a ton of money?
Not unless it's super
sure?
old.
Well, 1919, 1921. That I'm talking like.
Well, if it's
I got a bunch of it.
But there's a ton of repo stuff, like the Coca-Cola. There's so much repo.
It could be repo. I mean, I was looking it up because I got some yesterday, and it looked. They actually had it's framed essentially on like hard cardboard and like in a wrap, so it seemed like it was legit.
You have to. Is it what is it? A sign or what is it?
It's like advertisements that look like they came out of like a newspaper or a magazine or something like that. I look some of them up and they sell for $20 a piece. Which
you lick it, and if it tastes like lead, then it's old and it's vintage.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Send a saliva sample over to Tim, and then he'll test it with his, what he does.
Well, who's the actor who played Severus Snape?
What's his name? Alan Rickman?
That's right. It's sad that he's dead.
Yeah, why do we have to go that road right now? I feel bad too about it, but not much we can do.
Yeah, but it's still sad. I thought he was a good actor. Was he the one in Die Hard?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy in Die Hard, yeah.
He was the bad guy. I mean, he goes to that. He must have been old. He must have, because he goes way back.
He looked young
The very
when he died.
first date I ever went on was Robin Hood with Kevin Costner.
Oh, Prince of Tides.
And no. And it was Prince of Thieves.
Prince of Tides.
I just got that.
He was the sheriff of Nottingham in there, and he looked old in that movie.
Yeah,
he
died at 69. He died at 69 years old.
Oh,
so
well,
he wasn't that old,
wasn't that old.
actually.
So he must have been a lot.
Kevin is now.
Okay, by a little bit. By a little bit. He's younger than my parents. You know, my parents.
That's wild. You didn't go on a date till you were 40?
That would have been 1980. I don't know what it would have been. 89? No, much older. It'd be 90, 91. It'd be 91, yeah. 91.
1991, yep. That's when it came out. That was a great movie. Loved that movie.
Do you remember
what were you going to say? What's crazy about your parents' age?
My parents are 65.
That's weird. I would think they'd be 105 based on your age.
Wow.
How did they get younger than you? This is the question.
I got an older brother.
Wow. See, my parents are some age. I think my mom is 67, though.
Wow, your parents are
Wait,
young.
when were your parents born, Kev? 58?
No, 50. No, 56, 50. I don't know. Maybe they're 66.
My mom was 56. My mom was 56. My dad was 57. No, 58. My dad was 58. 1958.
58? Oh, born in 58. Yeah,
wow,
so they're roughly
a bunch of youngins.
My dad was, yeah, your dad's is a little older.
My dad's 39, 1939, and 42 was my mom.
They both passed?
No, my mom's still alive, dude.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just thought I'd be weird about that.
Not much we can do about it.
Not much.
Did she know Alan Rickman when she was alive?
No, but my mom, no, true story, grew up right by Hollywood in California in a place called Monterey Park, and she was a singer, and she sang with Elvis on a show, and she sang with Jerry Lee Lewis. So she was
that Elvis movie looks good.
It does. I'm excited for it, man.
Really
I love Elvis.
I'm not that into Elvis. I only know him from Forrest Gump, but he seems cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Forrest Gump?
I'm the only one here that was alive when Elvis was alive, so
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's true.
And he didn't hit
and
his head
Winston
on the
Churchill
toilet.
too, right?
No. Oh, no. I like Winston. He's good.
I love
good buddy.
late Elvis though, like fat Elvis.
Fat
That's
Elvis.
my favorite because
Like-
I relate to that look
It's
and
like
that
Dave.
style.
Always in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Fat Elvis. Did he? Okay, so did Elvis die with the ham sandwich, or was that Mama Cass?
Ooh,
Elvis died in the bathroom. I'm told.
I think
Was it like, did he die of like obesity? Like, how did he die?
lots and lots of drugs. Is how he
yeah.
died.
He passed out on the toilet, I believe. I think.
Yeah, and Mama Cass, the wise tale is she choked on a ham sandwich, but I don't think that's what happened.
Elvis was only 42 when he died. How old are you, Kev?
Older than that.
Pulling the shortness of life into focus at the end of the show here. We really get into a dark place. Oh, boy. Speaking of terrible movies, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So we'll just say that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I just want to see Top Gun a third time instead. Although Jurassic World.
Have you seen Iron Eagle? That's a little bit before your time.
No, I've never seen that.
You would like that. Lou Gossett Jr. If you like Top Gun, you'd like that.
Lou Ferrigno?
No,
Lou
Lou Gossett Jr. Iron Eagle. You'd like it. Watch it.
Okay, I'll watch it. Yes, sir.
You will like it.
You got to watch Super Dave, though.
Yeah.
Super Dave.
It's also a movie. I've never seen it, but I like the title. It's a great title. Super Dave.
If we're giving out recommendations, everybody, let's see Fried Green Tomatoes this weekend.
Okay, so before we do that, I want to talk for a minute. Carrie's not going to want to admit this. He did not want me to bring this up in the show, but I'm going to bring it up.
What stopped
it's
you?
Coming out of your, the skeleton's coming out of the closet. Carrie doesn't like Whatnot anymore. He doesn't like selling there. He doesn't think it's a good place to sell. Why don't you expound upon this? He was telling me this on the phone.
That's not what I said, but
that's what you said.
I said that
He said that.
I'm trying to think of how my thoughts about Whatnot, but I think I want to put more stuff on eBay than I put on Whatnot right now, for sure.
Whoa, a shifting tide.
Yeah, it's just it's not so much the money that you make on Whatnot; it's the time it takes and the shipping. Which, to be fair, I don't do the shipping. Let's be honest here. I'm pulling a Kevin. I'm not doing any of the work, but it's a lot actually to do Whatnot, and then eBay is something I want to build back up. But it seems to ebb and flow. Like there's weeks that Whatnot does great, and you're hyped up about that, and there's weeks that eBay, so it ebbs and flows.
But you're leaving out the most important sentence Carrie said to me in this conversation.
What did I say?
He may not even realize he said it, but he said, "I'm kind of getting tired of sourcing for people."
Well, that's a good point. When you are doing Whatnot, that's a great thing to mention. I forgot about that. When you're doing Whatnot, a lot of that is you become, when you're doing an auction in general, you kind of become the middleman. And there's less money in being the middleman. It works for certain things when you buy in bulk or if you have like stuff that you want to move. But if you're doing it every week, it's tiring. Honestly, it really is.
So hypothetically, Carrie, if I found a tote full of Masters of the Universe figures, what would you do with that tote? I saw Paul did a Ninja Turtle one, and he was just auctioning them up. Didn't have to research them. Didn't have to do whatever. He was making decent money on them. What would you do?
That's a good one because Masters of the Universe are going to be like maybe $10 to $15 ish. I did that recently with like Simpsons, but most of those were only $5-6 figures.
There's tons of weapons in this tote.
Yeah, so those with the weapons, you're going to get $15 to $20, maybe more a piece. I would do eBay, give it a couple months. What doesn't sell, run through Whatnot. When I had like the Simpsons, they weren't quite worth as much, so it made more sense to just push them through for whatever.
I have a hard time taking something off eBay. I got a hard time. I'm like, I did all that work to list a dumb thing. I got a hard time taking it off.
I feel like your hypothetical is the one scenario where Whatnot makes the most sense. Because if you just do that video on your YouTube picker channel where you find them, and at the end you say, hey, I'm going to be selling these this Thursday on Whatnot, click my link below if you're interested in buying them, then you are going to get top dollar because of your audience on those Masters of the Universe figures.
That's cheap.
But it's true.
That is true.
Like we can't,
right.
we can't just pretend like that's not
You're
what
not
Whatnot's
a
about.
massive star.
I'm just going to tell you this, right? So if you obviously I listen to Gary Vee between the F words.
Yeah, you won't shut up about it. Go ahead.
And this is people, and I get it, and I kind of mention this from time to time, and some people just can't. And I get it, so I don't want to make them feel bad, but this is how things are done now. You have to create methods and ways and audiences, and you have to create a market for things. And you don't have to do it by having, I'm on 17 different platforms. You don't have to do that. But I mentioned it last show or 2 shows ago. You can create a following without having your face on anything if you do it right. My favorite Instagram accounts to follow are 80s accounts, not people in their 80s. Yeah. But people, I don't know. It might
That's a weird fetish.
But the 1980s, and people have these 1980s accounts, and you just follow. I don't know who's doing them. I don't know their voice. I don't know their face, but they just cobble together, and they have a massive following. And you can do that. The girl that Paul talked to quite a bit here she does the Barbie stuff. I can't remember her name, but she has developed a following not around her own personality, although it's an interesting personality. She walks around with Barbie stuff on. Dave, are you falling asleep? This is gold.
No, he's meditating. He's meditating.
I'm trying to soak it all in. I'm soaking it all in. I just really want to. Barbie lady down the road. You're into 80-year-old women. I've got it. Keep going.
Keep going.
You probably clean up at the nursing home.
Gee.
He's so folksy.
But you could do it.
And whimsical.
I'm watching people on Whatnot grow audiences. There's so many different ways to do it than find your strengths. And if your strengths are what you buy, then use that as your strength. You don't have to use your personality.
You're like on Instagram, what you're referring to is like the theme accounts, which could be anything. It could be nature-based. It could be sports-based. There's a ton of sports ones I follow that are just pictures or videos about like who's better, who's not, and they're not. You don't even know who does the account, so they got hundreds of thousands.
If you sell X, I don't know, come up with something. What if you sell? Christmas ornaments. If you sell Christmas ornaments, you can make a Christmas ornament Instagram page,
that would
can
be huge if you did it right.
I'm telling you, you can do it, and it is the way. People are missing out, and they want to complain like, "Oh, I don't have this."
But bring this home, Kevin, because I'm not sure how this ties into your whatnot thing. Your Masters of the Universe. Bring it all to
because I said because you told me that Commonwealth Picker, you just say I'm selling it on whatnot. I said that was cheating, but I said that facetiously, right?
Because
that's
why
you do it, right? Yeah, of course it's right. You're absolutely right. Okay, that's
Good.
why
that's what I thought you were getting at. I thought you were getting at that, but it was kind of convoluted.
I was being facetious, saying it was cheating because
that's
what people would
guys.
say.
What a panoply of words we're using tonight, guys. Wow.
Here's the thing. If Kevin didn't have a following, the best bet would be to go on eBay, look up every single one, put them on eBay at the comp value, and sell them over the next 6 months. He has a following. He has people who are going to love that video, or they're going to get excited. They're going to want to buy them. They're going to say, oh, he's doing it tomorrow night. And he's not going to get full value for everything, but he's going to get near eBay value and slightly over eBay value for all those items, and he's going to sell them in a day. And he's going to be able to move on with his life and source something else. And that's the way he should do it.
And that really is whatnot at its best. If you can find something, not everybody has the following of, like the throngs of 70 and 80-year-olds that Kevin has.
Thongs of 70.
The thongs of, of course.
Those sell well, actually.
But that is really the best part about whatnot. For all its, there's some negatives and pros and cons, but the best thing about whatnot is being able to sell stuff rapidly and move on. So you just have to figure out what you're willing to sell rapidly and what you want to sell for top dollar, or if you can get near or close to top dollar on whatnot, which is hit and miss. It depends.
I still can't sell on whatnot, by the way. I would be selling on whatnot right now if I could.
Because of your internet?
I got a brand new phone and whatever, and I don't want to get into this. It's such a disaster, but I had high hopes, and yesterday I went through a test, and I can't even watch a whatnot.
Dang,
it's pathetic.
You should take some of the money you got, and you should get like a second home, like in Miami, somewhere really fancy.
Trust me, my wife once went to the beach. I'm like, what are you talking about? I gotta shed here. I gotta sell stuff out of a shed. She said, oh,
Kevin,
take a month.
That's portable. That's a portable
this
shed.
probably isn't that appealing, but I probably could get Brandon or Resell to Rome to just let you do the whatnot auction in their house.
I've thought about it.
They're close to you, and I'm sure they'd be willing.
I bet
they'd probably even help you with them. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I need help. That was nice to do that. I'll just go rent the Airbnb that we had for Chernock and Tim and Paul and Leroy.
Was that in Lynchburg?
No, it was by Smith Mountain Lake. It's quite a ways away.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, anyways, I think, Carrie, and the other thing is a lot of your auctions, you're getting decent money for stuff. So the fact that you're thinking that way, I just think is really interesting, which is why
Carrie, you're finding better stuff now, aren't you?
Oh, right now, yes. Oh, yeah.
I think that changes things, right? Because now when I get like, I'll put it in a whatnot auction, right? But I'm like, no, I'm not putting that in a whatnot auction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's gonna sell for $25 in 3 weeks, so it's like why would I put this ornament in a whatnot auction? It sells all the time, super fast for $100.
And that's like it's the perpetual game of doing auctions, because before whatnot, I was a live auctioneer, and I was always facing this: should I throw it out to the auction or should I put it on eBay? And it's just, you never really know. You're always messing around with it. You think differently one week, you think a different way the next week. You just kind of got to go with the flow and try to figure out the best way to do it. And there's no easy answer, honestly.
Okay, so what we're saying is whatnot sucks.
Yeah, I was going to say, after half a year of building up whatnot and everybody tearing you down for building it up, I feel like you're ripping it down. Although
they never sent us any money, so
I'm not ripping it down. I'm going to be live on Monday, and I expect you both to be there in the past.
I will be there, maybe, if my kids don't want to keep watching Stranger Things, but I think they will. So I might just be there, not audibly, just watching you.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys. This has been Trash Cash Podcast, episode 34. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you unsubscribe from Kevin's channels, and we will see you next time.
There's plenty.
MyReselling.com.
Go watch me cook.